and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn from Sam Sports Report. The Royals are led by Cole Reagans, who went 6 shutout innings. The Orioles were led by their pitcher Cole Burns as well. He went 8. Reagans went 6. Corbin Burns, though, did give up a 1 run. Orioles got that run in the 5th when Bobby Witt Jr. knocked in Miguel Garcia. That led to a 1-0 lead. And that would stay and be put. The Royals fought through some tough situations, including a situation in the 6th, which there was a guy on first and third, 1 out. Next 2 batters were struck out by Cole Reagans. Royals stolen bases, tried to steal 3, they stole 2. Reagans did have some cramps, but that expects to be no problem to handle. Brian McCann was the guy who struck out in the 5th, and Gunnar Henderson, who has some awesome offensive numbers in his top 10 MVP ballot, he was got out toe in the 5th, and also in the 9th. The Royals got out of trouble, and Lucas Ericson got him out in the 8th as they were in trouble with first and second, 2 out. Likelihood, if they got a double or a hit, it would have led to a tie ball game, or the Orioles would have gone ahead. Today, Seth Lugo will be on the mound for the Royals, and Zach Eflin will go for the Oilers. The Royals have the upper hand in pitching and hopefully take one of the next 2. It could be a disappointment if it was to that. That's right here. Listen to that. Lineup cards are revealed next. Important players for the series. Shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. Batting third and playing designated hitter. Vinny Pasquantino and fourth Salvador Perez are players to look out for. Gunnar Henderson, Anthony Sandra, who hit 44. Gunnar Henderson is a shortstop. First baseman Adley Rushman will also be a player to watch out for. The Oilers have the better outfielding crew. The Royals have the better bullpen, and right now the better starting pitching. The Royals game time is at 8:30. Again, Seth Lugo against Zach Eflin. Which would be the Tigers and Astros, who are playing right now. In yesterday's game, though, Tiriaki Sakiba did very well. He allowed 1 run through 6. Fowler Valdez was not as good as he normally is. He gave up 3 runs, and they won 3-1. Did Detroit. Scooble gave up no runs, but allowed 1 in the 9th. And then they got second and third. The tying run couldn't come home. It would have come home on a base hit. Today, the Tigers will play the Houston again. It'll be Tyler Holton and Hunter Brown on the mound, 1:30, with the Tigers up 1-0. The Mets will play the Brewers. Mets took game 1 yesterday. The victory was 8-4. The Mets took the game 8-4 over the Brewers. The Brewers are hoping to take their second game on the road today. Players to watch out for: Francisco Lindor, Jose Iglesias, first baseman Pete Alonso, For the Brewers, Will Castro, Willie Adams for the Brewers shortstop, 32 homers on the year. Ryan Hopkins is a player to watch out for. Sean Marinelli will go for the Mets, and Frankie Montez will go for the Brewers. Game time is at 6:30. The Braves and Padres will meet up again. Key players to watch out for this game are Marcely Ozuna for DH for Atlanta, Matt Olson for Atlanta. For the Padres, Luis Arcel, Kyle Hendrick, Donovan Solane, who hit 40, Xander Bogaerts, who also is a player to watch out for, and also for the Padres, Fernando Tatis, who helped them hit a 2-run homer, the Padres, and then the Padres scored 2 more, which made the Padres win last night 4-0. Today will be game 2. Max Fried will go for the Braves, and Jose Musgrove will go for the Padres. Game time 7:30. Now moving on to Rashid Rice and the injury situation with the Chiefs. He will likely be out for a lengthy amount of time. No update on his injury, whether it will be out for the season or will it be the playoffs or where will it be. That's no update. Chiefs first, obviously, we're worried it may be a torn ACL. We don't know where that stands. Simply, right now, they're asking for an outside provider opinion. Who can the Chiefs look at? Devontae Adams? Yeah, it may sound like a great deal, but will the Raiders be willing to do it? I don't understand this thing with the division foes. I don't want to get him to the division foes. Well, yeah, I guess you don't want him to beat you. But, look, I think the Chiefs are probably trying to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, they probably aren't fighting with the Raiders for the playoffs. I don't know. Maybe. But the other thing is that, like, if I want to get better as a team, wouldn't I look at, like, a first-round pick? If I get a first-round pick before a second-round pick, wouldn't I want the first-round pick? I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. Also, thoughts on what the Chiefs would have to give up. I'm probably willing up to give it a second. Other reports say no. Adam Schefter, who knows more about the Chiefs than I do, he's got more inside. He says he wouldn't give up anything with a third. Could the Chiefs get Tyreek Hill? I've heard nothing advantage of that. Amari Cooper, I think would be maybe a better deal for the Chiefs because then they wouldn't have to pay as much money as they did for Amari Cooper. But at the same time, adding all these trading pieces would be likely smaller if you go by the recent 2 seasons. McCole Hardman and Kadarius Toney. Both of those seasons that they traded for the player, it did work out. McCole Hardman obviously got the touchdown. And before Kadarius Toney got bad last year, it worked out in 2020. It worked out for the 2021 and 22 season when they won the Super Bowl. That's when it worked out for Kadarius Toney. Obviously, he wasn't able to make any catches last year and dropped a lot of balls and averaged about 2 yards a catch. So that did not have a good impact. But the year before, when they won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, he was productive. He wasn't on the team, really, last year for the Super Bowl. Other options, free agency. Might it work with Kareem Hunt? It seems like it did work with Kareem Hunt last weekend. Will it work again? That's a question to be unknown. But could they also sign Julio Jones or Corey Davis or Randall Cobb, Hunter Renfrow, or Chase Claypool? Certainly that worked all at one point. It would be an upgrade in my mind. Maybe. But it definitely feels an upgrade if we trade him for, I don't know, Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, maybe even more. I do believe the Chiefs would need the number 1 receiver to maybe think about the Super Bowl, but they also are the team that doesn't have to really have a number 1 receiver because of Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs could 3 repeat, but I would mention that I think a number one receiver became a occurrence last year when they won the Super Bowl, and that would be Rashid Rice, who is obviously injured now. And that's Chiefs football. And that's CM on Sports.